That was destroyed. Dear Jesus. All right, welcome back to Mike Torres Golf with your host, Mike Torres. I'm here live with the Srixon ZX5 MKII and the ZX7. The Srixon ZX5, the weight is towards the back, and the ZX7, the weight's on the top and the bottom. So I'm interested to see how these actually carry, and I'm not gonna lie, like the top of these, they got a good finish. These look sexy. You know, for me, I really never hit a Srixon driver before, but I'm actually really excited. These look really, really good. Like I'm not gonna bullshit you. These look fantastic. For me, they're classic, you know, classic top, bottom, everything. This is just beautiful. Come back, we're gonna hit the ZX5 first, and then next, the ZX7, do a little compare and contrast, talk about what the difference is when you get back to the house, go over the data, and that's it. We call it a wrap. Other than that, stay tuned. All right, we're gonna hit the ZX5 MKII first, see what we can actually do with this. Hit a few shots, warming up. Looks, feels good. That was hit hard. I left that right, but my God. Oh my God. That was it. Good, high trajectory. That felt good. Oh yeah, that was rich. That is going to go somewhere 300. Holy shit. That was destroyed. Dear Jesus. I think we end on that, right? Huh? I think we end on that one. So we're going to end on a ZX5. I have put up better numbers with this driver than some of the so-called tier 1. So I'm going to go test out the brother, sister, whatever we're going to call it, the ZX7. And we're going to come back because if you look at these numbers, excuse my language, that's fucking absurd. Now we hit the ZX7 from Srixon MKII. So the first one, we are pounding the living daylights. Let's see what we can do with this. That's done pretty well. Consider the dose. There it is. 265 carry. That was it pretty well. Yep. That's a bullet. There it is. Good swing. Contact. Yep. Oh my God. Caught that one. Oh yeah. All right. Not that bad. That was nutted. You good? Oh yeah. Less forgiving, but just I feel like if you're a better ball striker, you're going to be able to put this out a mile. So that was the ZX7. What we're going to do next is we're going to go home. We're going to compare the ZX5, ZX7. Low key might be the sneakiest club. I was pounding the other one. A few of them went out 285, 286, but we're going to go over the data and tell you exactly who this is for and why it's such a damn good club. Other than that, stay tuned. All right, welcome back to the house. We have just done the Srixon 5 and the Srixon 7. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to go look at the data. But before we do that, hit that subscribe button. Helps my community, helps me continue to create content, as well as, well, tell you what's the best on the market. And this is going to be a sleeper. I had very good results with this, and I was completely shocked. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go right to the data. But before you do that, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and then comment below to see what other clubs you want me to go whack into the simulator. Let's hit that data. All right, and we are going to dive right back into the data. We're going to start off with the Srixon ZX5, not the ZK5. Accidentally spelling mistake. But if we go over these numbers, you look at, I had swing speeds from about 106 at my low to 111 at my high, 108 108.8 on the average. So it was pretty close to where my normal swings are. Usually I'm ranging between 108.5 and 110, somewhere in that area. If it's a little lower, I'm probably a little tired, or I'm not warmed up yet. But let's go through this. So 108.8, the average club speed. Ball speed was really high for me. 158.1 is actually very high for me. That's really good to carry. This was the most impressive stat that I saw, because this was keeping up with the major manufacturers. 272.2 with a rollout of 296.4. This is a 24-yard rollout. And the smash factor is 1.48, 1.44, 1.4. I had 1.41 at one point, but I did get that out. It's still 265. I mean, the other impressive stat, if you go over to the spin rate, look at this. 2070, 2300, 2680, a little high. That was the only high one. That was it. Other than that, 1910, 2020. This club, like I said, I felt very powerful over this club. It just looked good. For me, looking at a classic top, old school black, nice carbon top, it was just a gorgeous club. It just felt really good. I mean, the launch angle, 14.8. I can't ask for anything better than that. I put one out, 286.3. That is a monster number for me. I did go for it, and I caught it, and I ripped the living daylights out of this thing. So it shows me how much confidence I had in this club swinging it. And for me, I was overall for the ZX5, I was unbelievably impressed. Now we go to the ZX7. All right. ZX7 MKII. So I was swinging this a little faster for some reason. The average club speed comparatively to the ZX5, it was about like 3 miles per hour above. I was at 111.2. I noticed that immediately. And it was still carrying well. I carried the other club a little better because I felt like this is a little better for better ball strikers. But again, 270, 271, 277, 277, 266. There wasn't a lot of large standard deviation here. And the other impressive part is look how low the smash factors were. So where I gained club speed and the mishits were a little better. So this does show that the club is, it can still put it out there. Even if you get the wrong part of the club. I did get this a little spinny at times. I did put up one near 3,000, 2620, 2730. But overall, the spin rate at 24.54 is a little above where I wanted it. Launch angle, a little above where I wanted it, but not a bad club. In reality, I think you have to be a little better of a ball striker to use this club, but still, I mean, the landing descent angle, anything between 40 and 45 is usually pretty damn good. That one at 271 at 45.7. That's insane. And then we go to the dispersion, and then this is where the ZX5 takes over. This is the one draw that I had with the ZX7, but overall, let's say, for example, we take the first shot out. First shot out of the gate with the ZX7, let's say we just hide that, and you're telling me we have pretty accurate clubs here. Now, I was smashing the ZX5. It felt a little better, but look at the ZX7. Even though I felt like I was hitting the ZX5 further, it's not showing that in the data. And this is why data is so important, and this is why dispersion is so important. Regardless, this is showing me that I can hit them both. Now, if I'm going off a feel, I'm probably going to go hit the ZX5. That's what I felt a lot better on. But if I'm saying for accuracy with a draw, it's saying the ZX7. So that's it. Very impressed with both these clubs. And when we come back, I'm going to give you the overall, what I feel about these clubs, and then we go from there. Other than that, stay tuned. So my final thoughts on the Srixon ZX5, ZX7 MKII. I was honestly shocked from the look of the club. Both of the clubs, with the MKII being obviously the more forgiving one, had its weight to the back. The underneath is gorgeous. The top It was just, it's just a gorgeous club. Let's just go over who this is for and who should try it. And I would say the MKII ZX5. Now that's obviously the more forgiving one. And that's the one I was just absolutely annihilating. And for me, you saw where I was hitting it. I was hitting it all over the face, and I was still getting very good fairway hits, as well as maximum distance on most of them. Higher, about 8 handicap. You can play with it, 9 handicap. It's very easy. It's a very easy club to hit. Anything 8 and above, honestly, should give it a try. And that, I mean, this goes to whatever handicap above 8. Anything above an 8 or a 9, you should definitely be trying this out. Like off the face, I don't know how to explain it. It was like an old school contact, an old school feel. So for me, I was thrown off by that, but it felt really good. It didn't, you know, it went, I had a few carries like in the 280s, but it didn't feel like it was so hot off the face. It felt like you caught it, but it felt like it compressed on the club for obviously more forgiving reasons and just came off. So it was a really good feeling club. The ZX7, on the other hand, it didn't feel like it had that compression. You know, when you were hitting it slightly more on the toe and on the heel, you felt it. It was a little more difficult to hit, but when you catch that center, it was traveling 280 something. It was so exploding. Depending on your ball striking abilities, if you're a good ball striker, then, you know, the handicap doesn't matter. It's really, can you hit the ZX7 closer to the center mass of that club, the center face? If you are around that middle and you have a decent swing, I would say definitely give that a shot. But if you are more worried about, you know, you do hit the ball hard, but you're all over the driver like myself, I feel like the ZX5, I'm going to put that as a contender in my bag now after what I did with it. Anything under an 8. Anything under an 8 handicap, 7 handicap. But good ball striking abilities. Got to be right. What a surprise on this club. I was not going into this club with any expectations. And man, was I was absolutely impressed. And just the look, the feel, for me, it just caught everything. I played my draw, the look of it. I felt in control over it. It was just confidence all around this club. So, I mean, if you like an old classic finish, like almost like a TSR, and a good classic top, try it out. Take a look at it. You know, Srixon is definitely in the game this year. And I'm saying it's better than the tier 1 manufacturers that we all know. That club, that driver, was far better than probably like 95% of the clubs I hit. Forward, I know I have Sunday and Wednesday, but for me, I want to get through all the driver stuff, so I may just be putting random, almost every other day, get the comparisons out, because I would like to move to the woods next. But that's about it. Other than that, super impressed with Srixon coming out with these drivers and hitting, it wasn't even hitting, I was annihilating these. Spin rate was fantastic, and then that's about it. Other than that, just like every other video, I keep it real.